Interior theater. We open in a theater that looks more like a palace packed with an eager public wondering what tonight's enchantment will bring. Voiceover. Everyone, please welcome the Wizard of Wonder, the Imagineer of Illumination, the Fart of the Dark Art, the Houdini with an incredible weenie, the man who cannot be killed and gives the ladies the thrills and the men the chills, the one, the only, Shane! Shane walks out on stage with an outfit that would make you shit your pants with wonder, blowing kisses to the crowd. Thank you. Please welcome my lovely assistant, Kylina. Out walks Kylina, Kyle, in a dress that's tighter than a pop country star's jean. Yowza, smoking.
I'm not going to let you write these anymore. Thank you. Let's get me in a box so Shane can do something awful to me.
Well, let's do it, as the crowd laughs. Down drops a coffin embroidered with a KISS logo. Copyright infringement was always rampant across the Shane's act. The only thing he managed to escape more than being buried alive was lawsuits, but that's another story.
Now be careful. Last time you almost cut off my bosoms.
The crowd laughs and Shane escorts Kylina into the box. Here you go, my heart.
It's the only time your comedy works is when you write the crowd laughs at a bit.
Shut the fuck up.
Thank you, honey bear.
Shane shuts the coffin door and the KISS classic Love Gun can be heard blasting over the speakers of the theater. Shane is thrusting swords of various shapes and sizes into the coffin until he raises his arms to the crowd, then drops them to open the coffin. And there is Kylina, stabbed over 30 times. The once beautiful girl now had more holes in her than a pub dartboard in a Pennsylvania mill town. The very kind of place she escaped when she met a handsome young magician all those years ago. Oh, God, I've killed my podcast partner. I mean assistant.
You did not kill me. Let's just say you made my life disappear.
This week on No Accounting for Taste, magic!
Ugh, make this intro disappear.
Pal, you're good with words. You know that, man?
I think the gym is dumb.
Did Rachel walk in the room? Of course I've eaten a Baconator.
Man, if you ain't doing CrossFit, you can get CrossFit.
You're right. A long burger's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
That's your sitcom right there as a Mr. Fix-It-All who just can't fix his heart.
We will not be defending Atlantic City.
No accounting for taste. If it's something that somebody loves, let's try and celebrate it instead of shitting on it.
Come on, buddy. That was fun.
Shane walks out on stage with an outfit that would make you shit your pants with wonder.
I know. They're supposed to be dumb.
I think going to have to do your intros as its own episode of No Accounting for Taste.
The people will love it.
Oh, magic.
Buddy. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Welcome to the show. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? It's good song. Whatever the lyrics are.
Yeah.
I am hook, line, and sinker on board with magic. I don't even know who's stepping up to magic. Who's naysaying a good time about magic?
Well, why do you love it?
Because it's I know it's not real, but it happens right in front of you. Full disclosure, member of the Magic Castle.
I've been with you.
Yes, we've been to the Magic Castle. It's a place we will discuss. It's basically a country club for magicians, which the real magic is when you see somebody absolutely dazzle you with illusion and then still have to load all their milk crates full of tricks into their Camry to go home at the end of the night.
Oh, God. They got drive all the way out to the valley.
Yeah. They're not making Hollywood rent on the Magic Castle. But it's frustrating because they're doing it right in front of you. And you don't know what it is, and that's the magic part. It might not be real, but I don't know how you did it, and you scrambled my brain in the most delightful way, and that's a good time. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite trick you've seen? Or
every time I've been there, because the Magic Castle there's like the up close part, like next to a bar. There's just a guy at a card table doing little tricks.
Yeah. So for the listener, I went with you, so I think I remember that. But there's different theaters in the Magic Castle that are more like a show, and then there's like stuff that's like table side or whatever that you could like the kind of shit you might see on a subway platform or just
that's
walking around.
It's CAD like a large mansion right in Hollywood. You have to dress up to go there. You have to have a suit on and everything.
I like that. I like getting in the spirit.
Yeah, they have Neil Patrick Harris, Doogie Howser was the head of the Magic Castle. They have a Neil Patrick Harris old fashioned, I believe that's what I get drunk on when I'm there. Well, an NPH old fashioned or is it a Manhattan? I forget. He's a big magic guy. These people,
give me a bottle of the dark arts.
I think he came out as gay sooner than he came out as a magician. I think that's more pressure is to tell people that you practice magic in your free time than it is like, oh, I'm gay.
Yeah.
So I remember a friend, like he was like on the weekends he would go do magic when we were a kid, and he wouldn't tell anybody.
You would do that with him, or
no, because then he told me, and it's of course not. Like, look who likes magic.
You suck.
Yeah. Well, I thought we made fun of him, but then he revealed how one trick worked to me. I'm like, never tell me anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It took you dipping your toe in the pool to
I was
realize
like,
you didn't want to be part of this one.
Well, I was like, you're ruining it. Yeah. I'm like, oh, then that does take away the mystery of it. But so anyway, this is magic. It's a mansion. You go in, yeah, like you're saying. There's different bars. There's different areas of it that you climb. There's also there's a restaurant and there's you eat food. You're dressed up and there's theaters. There's sideshow areas. There's little hidden passages. It's such a good time. And the magicians, they range from like, there's some guys that like, just like comedy, it parallels comedy too much for me to make fun of it.
Okay.
Of like, oh, here's the guys that were like big in the 80s when kind of Randy Magic was happening and like have not adapted, but this place exists to still be like, you can get a few spots this week. Sure. And then there's
like, it's just like looking into the saddest crystal ball you've ever seen.
And then there's like somebody that's in their 20s and is really good, but adding a new attitude towards it.
A new flair. Yeah.
And it's just, I never really got into it. Like watching it on TV,
watching it on TV sucks.
Why would I believe anything?
Because it's like, TV? Like I know they tried to do like one or two like magic reality shows.
Yeah.
On a couple of different networks, and I would watch them and I'm like, this is fucking awful. It's so bad. Like it does, none of it translates, you know what I mean? Like, and some of it's so fucking hokey. And then you're just also
did they live in a house? Like reality show?
I don't recall.
I don't care about the magic. I would absolutely watch 10 magicians stuck
what if they all live at the Magic Castle? Like those guys.
That's what I mean. But like them arguing afterwards after a few drinks and like throwing down their magic disappearing dust just to annoy people.
I'm gonna
just every time they leave, like stop. You know that stays in the air.
You just like somebody does like this and they disappear, and then you just hear a door shut to their room and they turn on a TV.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing there's a fella named Chips Cooney, or like the Amazing Jonathan. Seeing him.
I mean, he was like one of probably my first intro. R.I.P. By the way.
Yeah, R.I.P. But like fake, like making fun of magic while you're also doing some magic.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
his shit was hilarious.
I wonder how much of it was original though. When you realize, when you like, oh, this is the guy I saw on TV, so he's great, and you realize, yeah, all those. When you watch magic, you realize how much stuff is kind of not stolen or maybe like of general use. Like,
I think theft is a big thing of jokes or of magic tricks.
Yeah, like illusions are kind of like I think some of them hand them off to other people.
Yeah, and you can buy tricks.
You can buy them off people. So there's this whole kind of underworld to magic. But long and short, if somebody's just in front of me and like, oh, here, yeah, give me your card. I'm going to shuffle it. You see them shuffling it with just their bare hands in front of me. And I'm like, a good magician is going to make you think you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pick it. And then it makes me feel like there's wonder left in the world. Of all the bullshit in the world, there's a simple, fun, enjoyable
something I'm not trying to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I can't explain.
And I think the people that don't like magic are probably pretty boring. Like you're smart. But now all the stuff I do hate that we talk about, I'm the guy I'm making fun of now. Like, it's not real. Yeah, so
no
what?
No shit. Neither was Contagion.
I hope you don't. I hope you don't enjoy any movies or any fiction.
Yeah, that's like the thing. It's like My thing with it is like when we went to the Magic Castle, I had fun. I saw
Yeah.
some cool tricks and stuff. You know,
Mhm.
most of the time when someone says they know magic, it's fairly basic. Like it's shit you've seen before. It's
Yeah.
like the thumb or like a couple of card tricks or whatever. You know, but so I guess that's what I find irritating about it.
Yeah.
As I get a little like, yeah, man, I don't give a shit. Like, if this is the thing you learn to do instead of play guitar at a party, fine. But you picked the wrong thing.
But But at a party, who cares about the guy playing guitar? But if you're like, all right, check this out. I would love a magic trick.
I mean,
Why wouldn't you like it? Because you'd be mad because now this guy can do something special.
it's usually the same kind of trick, which is the thing I don't like. You know, like I've already seen it. It's like hearing someone cover a song on a guitar.
All right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah, like so. But if it's something I haven't seen, then I will like it and enjoy it. Or if the person's funny or they have a sense of humor. Sometimes I feel like people do magic to like elevate themselves a little bit. The way like it'd be like, oh, you like that band? It's the same.
Elevate yourself.
Ah, fuck! I didn't.
You're
even,
walking right into these, man.
Yeah, I'm walking right through them.
Oh, come on.
Yes, no accounting for taste.
Oh, is that it? I thought
Well, pretty much, yeah. I did, but like, so it's kind of like sometimes I just think it's like a dick move.
That it is, and that's why also it's because there is an arrogance to magicians. We were talking about like the Jerry Seinfeld bit about how they're like,
Oh yeah,
here's a quarter, now it's gone. You're a jerk. I think that's the people that dislike magic is because it makes them feel less than instead of feeling wonder.
Yeah.
And that's a self-esteem problem on the consumer. That's not the magician's fault.
to me that's like when
Sorry that you can't handle somebody can do something you can't do.
I don't know. To me that's like sometimes it feels like magic as a consumer of it and not a user of it. Bullshit trickery. It's like it feels the same as like when somebody's
Not a
running for a bus.
conjurer.
And the bus driver's like, well, this is the thing I'm in charge of, and I'm having a shit day, so I'm gonna put the pedal to the metal, and this person's not gonna get on the bus. Feels like it's like, oh, this is the thing you're in control of, you fucking jackass.
Nobody's holding you down and doing magic at you.
Yeah, sometimes they are. Yeah, sometimes magic is a very accosting situation, and it fucking sucks. Hey, turn down the music. I got to do something with this box of cards. Fuck off.
How many parties have you been to where somebody stopped the music to do magic?
I think when someone's doing magic,
Have you been to this party? Or are you creating a straw man argument?
I'm not creating a straw man argument. I'm creating a strong man argument. That's our next episode, Feats of Strength. Anyways, I feel like it's like a look at me. It's like to me, it's the same shit as when someone's like, we didn't get anyone a Christmas gift this year. Our daughter is gonna sing you a song, and you're like, fuck. I don't know. I just don't
I have to convince you
like
to
regular magic. Like basic. It's okay. It's like this. It's the same thing as it is with comedy. The good versions of it are brilliant and astounding, and the bad versions of it all look the fucking same. And usually you're getting the bad version of it.
But how often are you going? When are you coming into contact with the
I live
bad
in New
version?
York. Do you know how many fucking fucking subterranean magicians there are on the goddamn subway? There are these assholes everywhere doing this shit all the time, and they fucking suck.
Okay, I didn't know you were getting accosted by magic
Yeah.
every time you wanted to enjoy public transportation. Well, I am already on board to.
Why don't you magically clean up the piss on this subway car?
Yeah. Why is it? Always smells like urine.
That's the odor of mystery.
It's imagine watching somebody come up from the streets. That's like somebody selling their mix CD. You got to see them where they start. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Clearly, we have our camps right now, and I need to convince you because you are what this episode's about. Then,
yeah,
you're the guy who hates magic. There's a show called In and of Itself. Derek Del Gaudio. Have you heard of that?
I feel like maybe
It's on. I think it's on Hulu or something now. Streaming. Saw that live. It. Like I said, you could choose to be upset because you can't understand it. Or you could choose to be in awe of something that somebody else figured out how to do to you to make you feel that way. That's what wow, something in your mind created this illusion.
And this
or
is
if you didn't create it, you figured it out.
Yeah.
You
engineered it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
engineered and practiced something that nothing in my brain can sort out what you just did right now. And I think that's awesome. Like, I think that's like such a exciting
I
thing.
mean, it's fun to watch and see sometimes. Like I'm saying,
Makes you feel like a kid. It's
the
pure,
low rent
you know?
version of it is what you get most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like. I like, hey, kiss me, kill me, thrill me. I want to like it. I just like, if some guy's like, and is your card a 7? Fucking yeah, man. Whoop. You learn how to count cards. Go to Vegas.
Even then, like if they can do it and I can't,
All right.
Nod to you.
it's just like I don't know.
fine, man. Let's get into it. No accounting for taste.
Yeah.
We're gonna make Shane like magic in 45 minutes.
That'll be a real. I didn't have anything.
I got you.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll be right back after this break from some explainable fucking thing. And we're back. No accounting for taste.
All right. The good and the bad. It's all good. There's no bad.
Okay. Well, why don't you put a little
Magic's the
Newt in my pot cauldron and
That's
whip me up
that's
a potion?
witchcraft. That's not magic.
Oh,
we're talking
they're
magic.
the same horse shit.
Oh, buddy. Wow. You are not on the side of the magic.
I'm trying to be positive, but like if you say, what's the difference between magic and witchcraft?
Witchcraft was just it was an excuse to murder women in the 1600s, and magic is what you could do at a.
You think they
children's
weren't
party.
they weren't using the words magic and witchcraft interchangeably when they were doing that shit?
There's magic with a CK. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about magic like, pick a card, any card. I thought that's what we're talking. Magic with a CK is like, the occult and conjuring.
Okay.
I
thought we were just going broad
the
with it.
various energies.
You're
in the
going
world.
magic in the entertainment Vegas.
That's what I was going with. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Witchcraft is a whole other. That's conjuring. That's the occult. That's a spiritualism.
Okay.
Let's
stick to magic with a C.
Only. Well, okay. I'll go with. Listen, I even find fault. Like David Blaine is basically a guy who's too serious to be on Jackass. Like that's all I think David Blaine is.
A little bit, yeah.
Like he caught a bullet with it in his mouth.
Yeah, I read that we had an article about that.
Yeah.
The Charlie found that.
That was his trick. Like that's not a magic trick. That's just what Johnny Knoxville does.
kind of
except he's funny.
Yeah, well, they're kind of stuntmen, right?
He's like goth Jackass.
Yeah, it's very stuntman-y kind of shit.
I'm
It's
gonna
like,
stand on this block of ice for 4 days. Fucking okay, dude. If Steve-O does it, it's funny because he's wearing like a rainbow colored jockstrap. Yeah. And it's hilarious, and they're hitting him with paintballs. That's way more fun than this David Blaine shit.
It was like,
I don't care about what he does.
yeah.
I mean, it's cool on paper, but then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, and if like you're fucking in Vegas standing on a block of ice, how hard is
Yeah.
it really?
I'm gonna live under.
He's a weird looking dude, David Blaine.
Well, he's probably still got that Vegas. He's probably still got that. They get work done in Vegas, but so that kind of stuff, I don't think it's stunts. Like you're saying, it's stunts. So I don't know how it falls under the guise of magic.
Yeah, see, that's the weird thing is like, it's cool to watch. Some of it's like I will say like watching somebody like escape from like being buried or alive or whatever kind of thing, like whatever kind of. I think I saw one article they used the word escapeologist, and I was like,
I saw that too. You can't just put ologist on the back. I'm a
drinkability.
mixologist.
It's up there with the drinkability thing you hate.
You're a bartender.
Yeah.
Stop putting ologist on it.
Yeah. So that kind of shit is fun to watch, but that's basically like stuntman stuff. I don't understand like what's why you call it magic, or it's like it's a show. It's cool.
I think they don't know how to categorize.
Yeah, there seems to be if magician or magic is the umbrella, then like stuntman, escapist, mentalist.
Yeah,
there's a lot of like subcategories.
Stuntman is to magician as hypnotist is to comedian.
Yeah.
They're in the family tree, but we kind of that's the cousin we don't really tell when we're having a barbecue.
More of a physical specimen.
Yeah. I saw Chris Angel in Vegas, and it was.
Well, tell me about that, because he seems unbearable.
what if? Yeah, what if Dave Navarro couldn't play guitar but was just a creepy dude with a lot of jewelry? Chris Angel. I enjoyed it for all the wrong reasons.
Okay, well, let's hear them.
And I'll first
Tell me the opening of the show.
Well, and I'll go into. I've realized, and we probably talk about Las Vegas. I don't know if we did an episode on Las Vegas yet.
We did. You dressed up in a red shirt.
Oh yeah, and the glitter shirt.
Yeah.
Like the shows now. I don't gamble or anything, but I get the shows. And we went to see Chris Angel. First off, you're walking through a hallway of motorcycles.
That's
that
the
are
open.
all in glass case. That's how you get to your seat. And they're all in these
Sounds like Kelly's Olympian.
These Lexan, local reference.
Nice.
But no,
nice,
these are all in
nice.
Lexan boxes. Because at one point they will be part of the illusion. Like he'll use one of them to make him one of his 50 motorcycles will make disappear. It's like unfucked Nikki Sixx is who Chris Angel is. It just nobody fucked me, so now I learned magic.
I had to do something with my hands besides beat off.
Yeah. And the show is just I got my plastic trombone of rum or whatever I'm drinking out of because
you're already in shades and you're
I'm
fucking
into it. Rachel's taking magic classes.
Yeah,
Rachel knows some magic too, which is we'll talk about that. So he's doing, and it's just large scale. It's almost like watching on TV because it's a big stage and it's smoke and it's like, so
there's like thousands of people in this
yeah,
theater.
and you have to do this well because the economy of the show has to get people coming back to it, and so it was just, and then he goes into some part where like this solution I dedicate to children with cancer, and it was something. It was
like just fake horse on bullshit.
Like, and then it went immediately from like, I made a dove appear out of a sad thing for the cancer kids. It goes into this other illusion where he's basically taking that like the affectation from Heath Ledger's Joker. I was like, I'm a maniac. I'm a scary madman. And has a gal from the audience, like a volunteer on a chair, and he's being pretty creepy to her. Especially just following here's my illusion for kids with cancer.
She's really
into
like
being like, I'm a creepy madman. Up on this woman. And I don't remember any specific tricks other than Rachel was so pissed at it at the time.
Why was she so mad?
Because it was not good magic.
It was like more like just kind of glitz in the show.
And it was just corny. And like, I think that's because I was enjoying it for the wrong reasons.
You were there campy.
Her being mad at it made me laugh more. But I will say at the end, you're seeing him on stage. It's a big theater.
Yeah, it's a production.
And he's
was
on
it the Luxor
stage
or something like that?
I think, the Pyramid one.
Yeah, I think
yeah. And
of course, that's where Chris Angel's magic show.
I mean, is that the most ridiculous
the
place
most
in
mall
Vegas?
thing and the most mall city?
Yeah. But then he's on stage. You see him. That's Chris Angel.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, just some like poof, smoke, whatever. And within a second, all of a sudden he's behind everybody. So even if he as a human being had to drop below the stage, run through a tunnel, he couldn't have done it. Because it's like, where'd he go? And he's like, hey, and he's just right behind you, and you're like, what?
Yeah. Okay, I like that because here's what I think in my mind. He drops down.
Yeah.
And it's like a bank teller shoot, and he just gets rocketed across. He just comes up, he's like,
he's
real
discombobulated.
Yeah. Woo!
But I am saying, like, now you take a legitimate band that you want to see and you incorporate some of these stage antics into it. That's a good show.
Yeah.
But so that's big stage magic, big theater magic. I'm already in Vegas. I'm already doing silly things.
That's fun. That's not my issue. I've told you already though. Like that's not my that I can enjoy because it's like it's different than what I'm usually seeing, and it's a little more like, well, it's not just a deck of cards on a folded out table that's later going to be where someone eats dinner. Like,
well, much like we discussed with NASCAR, things can also go wrong with magic, and that's part of the fun of it. For me as a viewer, to watch somebody. I don't want people getting hurt, but watch like an illusion go bad or watch the wrong thing. Or
There's a couple
if you find out, like if you've ever seen them do magic and you see where the card's folded behind their hand, then you get to feel like the smartest person in the world. You're either there's only two.
What a way to goose up your ego.
There's 2 tiers of enjoyment for magic. How'd they do that? The world's filled with wonder. I know how they did that. I'm a genius. It's just 2 levels of pure satisfaction.
I know how they did that. I'm a genius. This guy outside in the park fighting a pigeon for a leftover croissant.
Yes.
Really put him in his place. I must be the smartest person alive.
I'm just saying, you're shitting on a thing that I only see pure joy from, and that's not what the show's about, Shane.
I will. That's true.
It's not what the show's about.
Okay, here's what I like about magic. When these things go wrong, no one dies. This okay. So we got an article from the U.S. Sun, a very reputable paper, I'm sure. Charlene found this. The presenter who was impaled by a nail on live TV.
I've watched that video.
I've never watched it.
No.
No.
It's basically like 3-card Monty, or like the shell game.
The paper bag. I have a picture here. So there's 3 paper bags set on.
3 paper bags. One of them has a nail sticking straight up out of it. So they do the 3-card Monty shuffle, and then you slap one of the bags. It's not supposed to have the illusion is like, oh, you're going to slap the one with the nail in it, but then that's not because the nail disappeared. But in the video, it goes wrong, and you just see the TV host going, ah! The bag stuck to her hand, and it just went all wrong, and it's pretty hilarious. And she's fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
At least the Russian newscaster that this happened to from Kiev's Got Talent or whatever. Man, listen, I hate to sound like I don't want to sound like too nationalistic or anything, but whenever I hear another country's name with the words "Got Talent" behind it, I'm like, they are not adhering to the same regulations as America's Got Talent.
But also at the same time, some really creative stuff on
but you hear like Argentina's Got Talent. I'm like, they're about to do some wild shit on this show.
You're like, yeah.
This guy's gonna juggle a tiger.
That should be America's Got Talent. Should be an episode because that's so fun.
Yeah, anytime it's just some like Romania's Got Talent. Oh, this lady's just gonna have sex with a jaguar. They don't have the same kind of rules for their TV shows out there.
This cuts back to the host. Meow.
That guy's just eating glass. Not as a trick. He's just doing it. He really needs those 45,000
the stupid human tricks of Letterman, like Letterman used to do, but it's in Bulgaria.
Yeah. They really need those whatever the denomination of money is there.
See, some of these are stunts and they're not magic. A lot of the time.
Well, that's where they're going wrong. It's not an illusion. I mean, okay, here's an article from the Sun. Probably looking at the same one I am. Yeah, all these are just, this guy's going to get out of chains while being lowered into a river.
Yeah, it can be compelling. You know,
well, it has to be. That some credit to magicians then for the fact that like, oh, I got to keep up in the game.
Yeah, it's got to be competitive to like somebody's got an amazing new trick. Like when you're like someone has a closer, you have to see this bit. Like Matt Knutson's, like his bit of if you plated your food the way you eat it. But
if somebody's got to do, it's
a cool joke, and everybody like it's so funny.
Yeah,
people wish they had created it. Like, and I would imagine magic is the same way with tricks. When somebody figures out something that exciting.
Yeah, like this is out there now. This kind of illusion is out there. I can't do my pedestrian illusion because this is the same version but better. Now I have to go to the drawing board. You just have to up the ante all the time. And I think it's probably like a chef looking at ingredients like, all right, this dish has been made. All these dishes have been made with all these ingredients. How am I going to do something different right now? Cards and rope and all this stuff. How am I going to do it differently? That's why the Magic Castle is great because it is. I do like seeing somebody like, oh, you're new to magic and you're learning the fundamentals. This person's been at it for a while and can just so nonchalant, like where you realize the trick isn't in the illusion, it's distracting you from the illusion. Like how easily, but it's sleight of hand. It's look what I'm doing over here.
The way you said that was very like Michael Caine and the Illusionist. The trick isn't in the illusion.
Is that your Michael Caine impersonation?
It's distracting you from the illusion.
Oh, that was see, you turned it up there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to do the same trick, but how I distract you is different. Again, I think there's so many more elements at play.
That's what. Okay. That's like when they're like doing that shit. I'm like, no, you're not gonna like when they're like introducing their distractions so they can pull off the trick. I'm like, I'm fucking looking at you and I'm not thinking about you talking about whatever right now, motherfucker. Yeah. And then I am frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it can make you feel dumb.
Yeah. And I'm like, how'd you do that?
I can make myself feel dumb just fine. And that's over frustrating things. Like I understand that it's a weird exchange of like, here's some money, make me feel stupid. I can see how that's not.
It's like when people go to Dick's Last Resort to have shitty service.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I could see how that's not appealing to some people. But I think the onus is on the person that just can't. That's your own hang up, man.
Okay, so maybe it. Yeah, all right, that's fair. It could be just on me, but I can't be the only person who.
No, a lot of people do. I mean, the aesthetic can be a little bit corny.
Yes,
that's capes and top hats, but that's not what it is anymore. I would like to see the capes and top hats.
I think I would more than I would like to see the Chris Angel, goth rock kind of.
Yeah, I don't want to see a mall ninja doing magic at me.
Yeah,
mall ninja. Yeah, I don't want to see the guy that owns the sword shop.
Yeah. He's like,
next to Mrs. Fields' cookie, also doing illusion. Like, this guy's going to use this to trick women.
Yeah.
That's why they look like they look like predators.
Yeah, they're very close to they seem starved for more than one thing.
Yeah, you've made evidence disappear.
Yeah. If by the way, before I forget this, anybody who's listening to this who can send me like a YouTube video of a magic trick, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That's entertaining, good, send it, because it never translates well on TV with the production. Like we said this earlier, but like if you're just like, this is somebody just doing regular tricks, it always looks like corny as shit. So if it's just somebody doing it, send it.
In and of itself, Derek Delgado, watch it.
Derek, do you know him?
No, but he is in like circles with like comics and stuff. That's how I got the appreciation is that I would do some shows where it's like, oh, somebody's doing stand up and like they'd like, I'm a magician. They would also address it too, like, I'm also a magician. Anyway, I get it. Here we go. But then they'd be
There's a guy, Harrison Greenbaum in New York, who's that way. Like, he's like,
yeah, they're good. They're still good stand-ups. They're entertaining. They didn't ignore the component of having good stage presence.
Yes. Yeah. They know how to be a captivating speaker. Yeah.
And also like, oh, you wrote bits. And then I'd get pissed because then I'd be like, oh, also here's some magic. That would be good. And it wouldn't look corny because you were just a guy in regular clothes doing comedy. And also, I also know this stuff. Like, oh, but hey, this guy's really cool. He's got a 10-inch hog. What? He was just, he didn't have to be cool.
No, it's 12. It's magic.
Yeah, he can just roll up. I got a huge crank. Who's into it? Instead, he's a nice guy, not leaning on it. So that's kind of why I started like really also appreciating, and because that means that for years, like I said, in hiding, there's still like, or like in LA, you can go to the Magic Castle and you have your little, your clubhouse to go do these things. I mean, that's
you need a community.
That's your gay bar.
You need a community.
That's your gay bar in the 50s.
That's your comedy store or whatever. Yeah, you need it. I guess I can appreciate that a lot, honestly. That people they found each other. It's a weird hobby and habit to start off with. So I guess I can like that.
Well, and like you're saying, some are illusions, some are just stunts. This article in the Sun has a lot of like, escapologist. He buried himself alive. It's not magic. You just thought you were special enough to be buried alive.
Yeah, to me that's like the same thing as like a tightrope walker or something.
But even that, there's still skill. There's balance. You start this high, then you get this.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a stunt again.
Yeah, put this dirt on me. Oh, yeah. I can't believe it.
The Sun article the one trick in the Sun article that fucking killed me was this guy was like, man dragged by golf cart. He just tied himself to 2 separate golf carts, and I guess he got like one undone.
Was he gonna like draw and quarter himself?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, then it's also like it's happening in the lamest way because it's a fucking golf cart, and also the guy driving the cart can just stop.
That's what I mean. What drunk at a par 3
This is
came
not
up
far
with
of me
this?
untying
Came
my
up
shoes
with
with my
this
teeth.
illusion.
Yeah. So that's not really, you know,
Is
like
this guy a magician, or he's like, guys, get a load of this. Tie me behind a cart.
fucking. That's why they call you Keg Stand Steve. You know, like
We're gonna do one. We're gonna do a wild one here, guys.
there was also another one that this is in the Sun article as well. This is remarkable. Like, what's it called? Magic tricks that went horribly wrong or something like that. But this one is just the dentist who accidentally swallowed a razor blade. So, you know, again, it's a cool. I guess it's a trick, but that's I don't know if tricks and magic are the same thing. Australian dentist Dr. Vivian Hensley should probably have known the risk of putting a sharp object near his mouth. There's a man named Vivian. Interesting.
Really? Because I'm still laughing at the guy who got dragged by the golf carts. His name is Drummond Money Cuts. That guy deserved to be dragged by a golf cart.
Are you sure that wasn't the first drummer for the Clash?
I can't. This guy's Wikipedia. His parents.
Please go
his
on.
Parents are Crispin Money Cuts, 9th Baron Latimer, and Lucy Deeds. This fucking twat. I can't.
You suck.
He was his first heir apparent to the Latimer barony. His first professional performance came in 2000 while he was still at school at the Royal Horticultural Society. Are we making up an English villain? There's no way this guy's real.
That guy's family has, if that's like all that title, all those titles and all that like blue-blooded bullshit is attached to him, his parents would be like, you're the 12th money cut in a long line. And you want to go to magic school? God.
Damn, is that
what a bold, that was the boldest trick this guy ever pulled off.
Is that like who what's his name was based on Arrested Development?
Oh, Job?
I mean, of all the things you can do to disappoint rich parents,
magician has to be up there.
I mean, comedians and like any type of entertainment.
But you and I both come from money.
yeah. But I think any entertainment probably bad.
Yeah, unless you come from money.
Unless it's modeling. Because of course, I'm wealthy and I've created beauty.
Yeah.
I can afford the best plastic surgeons and my child is gorgeous.
Did David Blaine, didn't he date some crazy famous supermodel for a while?
I'm sure.
I'm going to check that out.
Look it up. But I'm trying to think of like of rich, like being a magician. It's not just a learned trade like comedy. So I think a magician child is probably the most embarrassing. What'd you find?
Well, David Blaine and Elise Guinochet, I can't say her Guinochet. Do you know how to pronounce that? Yeah. Have been dating since 2008. She is a French supermodel, and she's the girlfriend of American magician and endurance artist. That's another one, David Blaine.
He's called an endurance artist?
Yeah, fuck yourself.
When do we call competitive eaters endurance
He dated
artists?
Fiona Apple. This guy is...
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I have to think less of Fiona Apple.
Women who David Blaine has dated, like, okay, there's the supermodel. Lumpkin Ingle. All these women sound like magic tricks.
But okay, but you know what? This show is called No Accounting for Taste, and maybe these women find him sexy.
Yeah, I mean, they must.
He is the kind of guy like, I'm so cool. And
what do you think?
I wonder if he's goofy when
you ever hear that story
on.
like how Derek Jeter, anytime he slept with a woman, he would give him a signed baseball after. Well, he's like when they would leave his apartment.
Really?
Yeah. What do you think David Blaine's version of that is? Like his what's his move?
Smoke comes out of his dick when he comes.
Gross.
I think that's how he leaves. As soon as he comes, it's smoke, and then he's not in your apartment anymore.
I I'm gonna say
That's
this.
how he dips out through your trap door.
I'm gonna say this.
There's a
David
Wand
Blaine
reference,
has
it's too
done
easy.
very well when it comes to his dating life. Madonna dated Madonna.
When? Have you seen Madonna now?
David Blaine
It's
it was
terrifying.
rumored to have a fling. Rumored. Well, in the 80s, I guess.
In the 80s?
Yeah.
How old's David Blaine?
I don't fucking know. A million or. Well, who knows what fucking primordial swamp he's told us he's.
He sold his soul to the
Yeah, I think it
mummies.
says the 80s here. Remember? Yeah.
How old is he? Let's look at his Wikipedia. How old is he?
Oh, let me find this.
Well, all right. I mean, I could see there was a minute where magicians were super hot shit.
Okay.
Magic did have its moment. I mean, that was the big. Remember, like the David Copperfield. What did he make the Statue of Liberty disappear?
Yeah.
They had big TV specials.
That's right.
And then that
I also
gave
get them
way-
confused. They're not the same. He's David Blaine's almost 50. He's 49. He's from New York, New York.
And he dated Madonna in the 80s.
It must be in the 90s. I must have read that wrong.
He dated Madonna when he was 11 years old. That was his magic trick. He stood on his friend's shoulders.
Okay, I read it
in
wrong.
a trench coat and appeared to be a human man. Yeah, David Cobb. I remember watching that stuff as a kid where like he made the Statue of Liberty disappear. Those were big events. And then,
yeah, I remember that one.
and then all this stuff was a response
Did
to
that
like.
translate to you as a kid on like in making the TV or the Statue of Liberty disappear on TV?
I mean, yeah, I'm a little kid. Yeah, of course. But then this is the kind of stuff that's a response to that. Like, I'm not your daddy's magician. And so they got to be bad boys and stand on ice and eat bullets and shit.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. All right. Well,
Siegfried and Roy, I think that
Siegfried and Roy. We're skipping out on Siegfried and Roy.
I can't. I bet that would have been a killer show. You know,
Yes.
like the flying tigers and all this wild shit. Like,
Yeah.
my one thing I remember from Siegfried and Roy is in Vegas Vacation when when Clark Griswold, I think he gets called up during their show and they do something, they make him disappear. And then later you see him in a cage with a tiger. And he's just like, it's so fun. Like Chevy Chase. Let's make a magic trick and have Chevy Chase back in his prime.
People don't like that guy.
No, they don't.
I remember Siegfried and Roy being brought up as my mom, who loves Vegas so much that she took me and my sister there as children. Not when it was friendly, not when it was like child-friendly Vegas. It's just like Siegfried and Roy, they have tigers and they do magic. We didn't see Siegfried and Roy. She just parked us at Circus with my grandparents for 4 days. But
how'd you make all this money disappear?
But
you're the petty slots just fucking whittling away your college fund.
yeah, but that's again. My mom loves Vegas, but it's not. She like will just play a nickel slot all day. Like she loses no money. She just loves being there.
Yeah,
and again, that kind of show when you're already in Vegas and it's already ridiculous. There's the Eiffel
get
Tower,
into the
there's a
fucking
pyramid.
blitz. Yeah,
These guys have white tigers. Had R.I.P. whichever one got eaten by the other one.
I think aren't they both dead now? Who cares? Anyway, sorry.
There's new magic. There's bad boy magic.
Yeah. Well, what I'll say is
I love it. I love magic. That's what
when
I'll say.
I see magic, if we were in Vegas and we went to, I wouldn't go to a show upset about, like ready to be mad about. I'd be like, I'd get in the spirit of it.
Yes.
A lot of the times it's just like, hey, you've
been assaulted by magic.
Yeah. Yeah. So
You've been accosted by illusions.
yeah. So I don't like, and again, you got to get people to pay attention. Look, as somebody who did open mics for years in comedy,
Mhm.
I have definitely forced people
Did you
to
have
my performance.
Did you have to bark out in front of the?
I
the
never
comedy
barked.
cellar?
I never once barked in my
All
life.
right.
But I have been like, we're starting a show. And people are like, I'm just trying to eat my fucking noodles. Like,
yeah.
so I should have some more forgiveness in my heart for these people.
I think you need to experience magic in a different way.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Have you ever had a professional massage? You're like, nah, but some guy keeps rubbing my shoulders on the bus. I'm like, it's two different things. They're not the same thing whatsoever. I think the good and the bad, the good is that it's magic and it's fun, it's delightful. The bad is that you live in New York City where anybody who wants to do anything can stand on a subway platform and do it at you without the worry of the law coming
Yeah, the guy
down
was
on
just
him.
magicking at me till he finished
Yeah,
the other day
yeah.
on the subway.
You know what I hate? People doing magic on the platform. What about that guy beating off? Yeah, but he's not like yelling at me to watch.
Yeah, well, something up here.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I think we should go to the calls, but I'm gonna watch this video of David Blaine shooting himself in the mouth just later for fun. That's when you're uncreative. That's a
stunt.
hack.
Yeah, that's a
hack.
stunt. Yeah, that's like, all right. Hey, Kyle,
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch all the knives you throw at me.
Yeah.
That's a stunt.
There's no skill. It's just like I'm gonna risk a thing here. So, whatever, David. Good for you. Like I said, it's goth jackass. So, all right. I think we should go to the calls and hear what people say. You want to gamble on whether it's gonna be overwhelmingly positive or negative? I haven't listened to the calls yet.
I haven't either. I bet they're positive. I really bet they're positive because our listeners are positive. Good people.
That's true.
They're not like me and you.
All right, let's do it.
All right, everybody. We'll be right back after a word from this sponsor, Magic the Gathering. Hey, nerds, why don't you get off your ass and meet a girl? Magic. Welcome back to No Accounting for Taste, everyone. We have Eye of Newt and Spice 10's hair in the goblet fire.
That's Magic CK, not Magic C.
Magic CK masturbates in front of people. That's a different kind of subway platform performance. All right.
That was a good one, Shane.
Thanks, buddy.
I like
Well, everybody, thank you back. It's Kinane and Shane on No Accounting for Taste on the All Things Comedy Network. All right, everybody. This is the part where we take your calls and we get into the litter box. They like it. They love it. Hey,
Nobody
just
does.
call and let us know if you like the kitty cat thing.
I've been on the Reddit. Nobody likes it.
You're lying. I'll get on. What's Reddit? All right, everybody. Street Magic. This is our first caller.
What's up, Kyle and Shade?
Ooh.
Charlie from Vancouver here. On the interest of street magic and basically any kind of street performance, it's crazy because I know a dude that does street performance in a straitjacket and chains that pretends to have a British accent to draw crowds. You know, but yeah, like make your money and do what you got to do. If you're going to juggle, you know, on a unicycle or whatever, then that's some shit that I cannot do. So I respect the art form, I guess, you know, in that sense. But it might not be for me to watch. But at the other point of street magic, even though that I'm an adult and when I see it, it's kind of like cringe. When I was a child, I was walking down a busy street with my dad, who I didn't normally get to see at the time. So it was
Your
exciting
dad
to kind of
appeared?
be with him. And when a street magician pulled a quarter out of my ear, just on the side of the street, it blew my mind. And then he flicked his fingers in my ear and pulled a coin out that was much. I mean, it was like the size of like a chocolate chip cookie or something. So when I was a small child, I was going home in a car.
Can you imagine if like this kid's dad, who clearly wasn't around much, and then a magician pulled a quarter out of his ear, and then his dad just started shaking the shit out of the kid's ear? My boy's filled with money.
He's just
That's why dad
"Tell your
wasn't
mother
around.
that's a child support payment this month.
It was a supervised visit, but the sponsor was looking away. My dad shook the shit out of my head trying to get change out of it. He saw the street magician. Anyway, how much else is this fella going off about things?
let's
We've
see
got
what
a
else
few
we-
minutes left.
This next one's from Jesse, the magician. I wonder what side he'll land on.
What's up, fellas? This is Jesse from Las Vegas. I worked in stage magic for a long time, and I have a couple things to say about it. First, everyone should stop asking how magic works. You will never be happy with the answer.
Yep.
I watched this happen to Kyle after a show a couple of years ago. He asked about a Chris Angel trick, and as I explained it, I watched the joy on his face turn to absolute disappointment. And second, stage magicians are bullshit. They barely do anything during the show. Stage magic is like 50% attractive women giving you misdirection, 40% stage hands pulling levers, and the last 10% goes to the guy that's taking all the credit. Except for Penn and Teller, those guys are awesome. That's it. Thanks, guys. Love the show. R.I.P. Amazing Jonathan.
Oh,
Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah.
I like how your message in two-part was stop asking how magic's done. You'll never be happy. Also, here's how magic's done.
I love how you were disappointed. Did you remember this guy?
No, I don't. That's the magic of being a booze bag. Is the memories just disappear.
Magic of a 12-pack.
Relive all over again. I wonder which one I asked. Oh, I think it was some about it might have been a ladder trick. But like I said, I forgot about this one, but asking my buddy how one particular trick is done and finding out like, oh, I'm spoiling a thing that I'm enjoying.
Like, some things are. It's like the sausage argument.
Yeah.
You don't want to see how it's made. Just enjoy it.
Yeah. It'll ruin it for you.
Yeah.
And and thanks for being a Las Vegas magician. That's pretty cool. But I didn't know that about stage. Obviously, the pretty lady is of course the
the leggy little thing is the is the thing that's going to keep your eye off.
That was Rachel's idea for a while. She was going to learn the magic, and I was just going to wear the skimpy outfits. Just doughy, walking around.
Ooh, I like you with sashes.
Just distracting, but for a whole other reason. Like, cover it up. Please get him in the box.
How does that happen? They see you in a tube top. They're like, I wonder how he pulled that off.
Saw me in half like a hoagie. Okay, well, I didn't know that about the pulling levers thing.
That makes sense that there's like a lot of mechanical function to the stage.
Bigger show, more involvement. Like a big rock concert, it's not just the band playing. You got a lot of pyrotechnics.
Some people are really working.
Going on. Yeah. A lot of roadies back there moving around.
All right.
There's magician roadies out there. There's a magic.
Wow,
I wonder if they have to wear sequins and stuff.
That'd be so funny if the magician roadie is just like, fuck. I lost his magic wand.
Isn't there like a Carrot Top joke? Like the airline lost his bags and his whole act disappeared?
Yeah. He's a nice guy.
More of a prop comic bit.
Yeah. I like him.
Yeah, I've heard he's a nice guy.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We got one more voicemail, and it is titled Ghetto Houdini. I wonder why I saved it for last.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Rooster in Fort Collins. So I think with street musicians, there's two camps. There's smooth operators and super creeps. For instance, one time I was in New Orleans and I went to this guy's bar. His name was Smoothini, the Ghetto Houdini. And he would go up to tables and do pull cards out of girls' skirts and all this stuff that you think would be really, hey, weird, but it was hilarious. It was great. Then I was walking down the street at another place and some guy was just doing regular street magic, and that was, his whole vibe was way creepier than this dude, Houdini. So I don't know. It's all about the approach. And people that do it are super duper into it, and it's either super cool or super weird. So thanks.
Thanks, man.
I guess it's the intent. Listen, I'm Ghetto Houdini. You're at my show. I'm gonna pull the 8 of diamonds
out of your underneath your Gucci's.
Out of your dress. So,
what's in that low cut top? I'll tell you what it is. 2 bunny web heads.
Wait till you see what I left in there. But I get, okay, more to your argument. Now that's the subway platform guy of nobody wants this.
Yeah.
This is unsolicited.
Maybe there's a reason you're outdoors doing this. Yeah.
You're not, it's the DIY thing. Like, I'm DIY. Are you DIY because you want to do it the way yourself? Or are you DIY because nobody wants to help you because you suck?
Yeah. Yeah, there's at one point you gotta be like, you can tell yourself you're doing something on your own.
Yeah.
But if you're 30 years in and nobody's been ever like, hey, we should Yeah, are
it's
you
like
interested in working with me?
the comedians that are like, I'm just not PC enough for this stuff. Like, no, you're a terrible comedian.
You're
That's
really
why you're not
bad.
getting
Yeah.
booked.
I'd rather watch magic than some comics I know. I guess.
Was it Smooth Deanie, the ghetto Houdini?
Yeah.
Smooth Deanie.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to New Orleans next weekend, and if
Please
you think
find
I'm not
Smooth Deanie.
so maybe we can bump this episode up to the release.
Yeah.
If you're the guy who called, please tell me where that is because I have to go see the ghetto Houdini.
Call, let us know. 971-259-8302 if you have any subjects you'd like us to cover or any responses to what we've been
we
talking
love
about.
hearing
Maybe you
them.
disagree with some facts. Oh, the facts that we spew out from a tertiary reading of a Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have you changed your mind about magic at all?
I'm in the same position I was, but I like the bigger I don't know stuff a little more than I did.
We got to get you away from these street performers.
Yeah.
They're ruining the art.
Talk to my agent, get me with.
They're ruining the art for you.
Yeah. What about you? Do you remain even more?
I love it. I love magic.
Yeah.
It's such fun. The Magic Castle, thanks to Rachel for being like, well, I think we should become members of this place. I'm like, look, this is our country club, is the Magic Castle.
I love that that's what you two went with. That's perfect for you. Yeah.
And that's been fun. I've had fun when I've met magicians that I've been booked on shows with. They've been
pretty easy to do. Great guys.
and I'm blanking on names because I blank on all the names all the time. And
Harrison
I feel
Greenbaum's
bad.
a comic magician.
Okay.
And he's a nice guy. He went to Harvard. And like the fact that he's a comedian magician, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he talks about it in his act, but like, holy Lord, way to be a very serious person up until the age of 18 and then fuck it up.
Well, and I'll say that either way, I only find it to be fun.
Yeah.
It can skirt into that old school creepiness.
Yeah.
And like I'm sure there's a massage. I mean, you talk about like we did NASCAR talking about inclusion being a problem. There's the real short on female magicians at the Magic Castle. Not a lot of.
No, yeah, it's probably a very male-dominated field, I would imagine.
When again, like you're saying, how you feel like kind of like put in your place after seeing an illusion, and then a woman trying to do that to a guy probably gets an even worse reaction.
Yeah, that's a. I did not think about that. That's a good point. Yeah,
So
that's probably not a great thing at all.
But
I touched Houdini's handcuffs once at McSorley's Ale House, and
that whole sentence sounds like
I forgot about that.
it's something else happened.
It's a famous bar.
I touched Houdini's handcuffs at McSorley's Ale House.
All right,
haven't walked right since.
Fine.
I got to put on 9 different ointments every week now. Ooh.
Thought I was trying to connect with you. That's what you did.
What case did you get? Dark or light? What'd you get?
Dark or light magic.
What'd you get to put on your? Forget this. Okay, all
All
right.
right.
Well, that's the episode, everybody. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us, Shane. Where can we see you touching handcuffs at?
ShaneIsAcomedian.com for all your Shane Torres needs. Yeah, you guys know Instagram Shane Torres, all that shit Shane Torres for all your Shane Torres
All
needs.
that shit, Shane Torres.
Yeah.
And I'm Kyle Kinane, and this has been No Accounting for Tape.